December 28th, 9:51 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2. Welcome back to Ace Attorney. This is it. Judgment Day. Okay, before we kick off everything, I get too far into it, I just want to mention I thought of something real quick. As I was sitting there on the save screen, I noticed I was thinking about the titles of the episodes, right? They all have Turnabout in. There's the first Turnabout, Turnabout Samurai, Turnabout Sisters, was it? Yeah, first Turnabout Sisters, Turnabout Samurai. This one's Turnabout Goodbyes. All the other ones I knew why they were called what they were. I don't know why this one's called Turnabout Goodbyes yet. So, just thinking about that. Unless I'm just dumb and I'm not realizing it. That's always a possibility as well. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. Guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. What if it actually played into the case somehow? Like the shock actually had something to do with a piece of evidence and it actually helped us out somehow? It'd be goofy. I don't know what piece of evidence we have that would react to that, but Edgeworth is looking glum as always. Also, I just remembered, they never tried out all the other pieces of evidence. Was the metal detector just happen to be the actual right one? Because we found that tank. Never tried out the dog or whatever the other one was. Anyway, Edgeworth is looking as glum as always. Hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Not to electrocute anyone on the way out. Woo yeah, pal. Or woo yeah, pal. Gumshoe? What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured a runaway caretaker. I've just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Boogie says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm gonna prove it. I thought there was every chance that he actually did forget stuff, and that's why he wrote the letter to himself. I thought he wrote it to himself to remind himself, because he knew he was going to forget, but he didn't want to forget. That's what I thought the motive was. Anyway, December 28th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. We ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I'd like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony. I'm really sorry about leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? I don't got one. My testimony yesterday stands as is. Well, I see two different things I could object to there. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm gonna prove it. Really sorry about leaving. Buy some food for Polly. I'm not convinced that's. I feel like I've suppressed him here because I'm gonna, before I read anything. Okay, food. Is he never went back to his shack. That's why I point this spot out. Food? Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. You only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Then why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? Well, I kinda got lost, you see. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Mon Karma. No one's gonna believe that. I see. So he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge, it's impossible. To prove he's lying about his memory, otherwise it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. First things first, I have to prove this man is who he is. Do that, and the motive will prove itself. Does the thing say Yanni Yogi on it? Oh no, I don't have it. Shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up, why is the bullet hole in the door of the elevator? Through the window. Well, That's how you did running away, not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Von Karma and Yanni Yogi. But I wasn't running away or nothing. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. It's so hard for you to just quietly listen. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? and quietly Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. We pressed that one. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct?
Yep. Seems like it.
And how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with the incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are.
The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof.
Am I supposed to prove what's going on in that cold codger's head? That's impossible.
I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness. Please continue.
Might I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor?
You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past, or lack thereof, into question. Does this really have anything to do with the current case?
Of course, Your Honor. Witness has said that he has had nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies.
Order, order. Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying... You're saying you know who this witness is?
Of course, Your Honor.
Ho ho. Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he?
Don't play dumb.
Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name.
His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff.
Yogi? That name seems familiar.
Oh, Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident. Figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case.
What does this mean?
Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tusk.
Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more, the witness has lost his memory.
This is it. I have to do this now. I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now. And I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? Okay, it's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago.
I see. That makes sense.
Tusk. Huh?
I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Why?
The witness has no fingerprints.
What? What? No fingerprints?
You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yup.
What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past.
Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess you will not be able to prove his identity.
No.
Tusk. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? Seems like the case has been decided, no?
No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way.
There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one.
Nick, what are we gonna do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do?
Tusk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parents for a little comic relief,
Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. I was about to say, does the parrot know his name? Examine his parrot. What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to... Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal.
Take Mr. Von Karma up.
On my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot.
Order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma?
Did you even ask? This is a farce. I object.
Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested.
Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Nick, this is crazy.
Well, still want to go through with your little game?
Yep, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Von Karma has rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so.
Bailiff, bring in the parrot. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me.
Must hurt to be ignored by a bird.
Ahem. Very well. Witness, who is your owner? Please testify for us.
Hello.
Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well. Begin your cross-examination. Alright.
What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Just drop a phrase. Say, what is my name? Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? I called 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something?
Don't forget DL6.
I can get Polly to say that here. I'll prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten anything?
Hello.
That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot.
Hello.
Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Test. Something the matter, Mr. Wright.
Something the matter, Mr. Wright.
Sorry, got the wrong voice in there. Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. And then she can't just say, yeah. Maybe we should get her to say her name? Polly, what's your name?
Polly.
Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity?
Yes, it does.
Huh. Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity, and show us this proof.
Hey, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, I'm not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. I'm here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All I have to do is have the name Polly the Yogi. Your Honor. Proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... When a murder weapon was fired twice, I feel like that's important. Whoa, I haven't read this yet. I was trapped in an elevator with ice nuts. Memory lost due to oxygen deprivation. After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins committed suicide. That's one hell of a motive.
The Deal 6 case file.
That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us to stop wasting our time.
Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parent's name?
Suspect data? On the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see?
Indeed, it does say that, yes.
What was his fiancée's name?
Polly Jenkins.
Polly! Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her.
I see. I guess that is possible.
Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé?
She's only 7 years old.
Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence.
Where am I gonna find that? Hey, we're getting closer. One more. If we could just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what?
Very well, witness, you may continue.
Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parent.
Well, let's just try. Yeah. I think I just see the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything. Or let's try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number to the safe in the shack?
1, 2, 2, 8. 1, 2, 2, 8.
Oh. I'm an idiot. I didn't even realize that connection till just now.
Why? What a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker.
Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it.
Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. Who could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
Case summary.
The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case?
Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to that safe number?
Case summary. It's on the case summary page.
The case summary?
Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago.
And the number on that safe is 1228.
Ah,
Use the date of the DL6 incident as the number for safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him.
I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Bah, this is not tangible proof. Set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1.
This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Witness, tell us your name.
Wait, this witness he doesn't remember. No.
No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi. I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years.
Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court.
Order, order. Yanni Yogi. So was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edward for his death?
Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me you were to make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. He won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life.
Also, I'm gonna say, because I know today's the last day before the statute of limitations runs out, we're definitely getting Von Karma arrested. Somehow. I think he's gonna tie back to DL6. I think there's a gunshot through a window. I don't know. That something seems wrong there. I don't know. Somehow he's gonna get connected to it and get arrested. That's what I have a feeling is gonna happen. I don't know, but
I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets.
Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth. What do you mean?
I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
Von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi?
Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession.
Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is...
Innocent. In this case, at least.
Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. I'd like to pass judgment on the murder of Robert Hammond. Any objections?
believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Did someone just say objection?
Wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment.
What do you mean?
I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Bounty Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. You gotta tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. You gotta tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? I don't know. Do I object? Do I leave it? Object. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edward's outburst.
Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
You must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But no, I knew it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
You mean in the incident where your father died?
In the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was clear as day. Murder. The criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for the DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me.
Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. Crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this.
But it's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. December 28th, 2:24 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2.
I'm sorry, Wright. I just wasted all of your effort.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad?
I didn't want to believe that myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances.
This is crazy. Just crazy.
Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I'm just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Case? For what? Well, isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent.
What are you talking about, pal? You just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right.
December 28th, 2:30 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. Now then, I would like to resume our trial.
Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, no pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. It was unconventional for me. I'd like to run this one by the book.
I see. Does the defense have any objections?
No, Your Honor. Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you?
Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Will the witness state his name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth, I'm a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Ignore the pop-up in the corner. That has nothing to do with the case. Is this correct?
It is correct.
Then testify about this matter to the court.
Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday. I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please. Please.
The DL6 incident.
That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. The father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Sorry, and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all.
Boom.
Got it?
Ready to go. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream.
We were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out. I lost my memory of the events.
Bah, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Victim data. A murder weapon was fired twice. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious till the rescuers came.
I see.
No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you?
I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Victim data, the one we haven't used yet. Look at the victim data in this file. It says quite plainly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot?
Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot?
Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There's no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
What?
I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had anything to do with the case?
I say yes. Your Honor, I think I'll be able to show you proof.
What? Impossible. No, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. You have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident?
Please work. Look at this photograph. The bullet hole in the mirror, or in the glass. The window, that's what I'm looking for.
This is a photograph of the scene of the crime, 15 years ago. See that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth.
This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it.
So, let me get this straight. Photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where?
Your Honor, please get a clue. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here.
I see, a bullet hole in the door.
Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, but there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. I also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot.
Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, he must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else.
Mr. Wright, who could that someone else be?
The murderer, of course.
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the Deal 6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
Case summary, that's page 1.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene.
The pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, and the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
He does have a point.
The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door.
Order. I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. The murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It's highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So, all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim.
Tusk, tusk, tusk. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
God, how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? I've been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? Sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? The second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. Just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. Now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick.
Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. You've been paying attention to the trial so far.
Yes, Joanna.
Do you have any objections?
No, I do not.
So you killed your father, though that was not your intention.
Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt.
Very well. Statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
Been here before. Just like my first day in court. So many things I know I should be saying. But my mind's gone blank and I can't find the words.
Mr. Wright?
Objection! Your Honor? I object. Tisk.
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object?
I don't know. This case is perfect. Oh no. Yeah. It must exist. Second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. Bullet must exist. Where? Someone took it.
Seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it existed.
What?
You just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer.
The murderer. Tell us just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that.
So the criminal took the second bullet. But why?
Huh?
First of all, how could they have found it? Not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
Of course there was a need. That's why they took it.
Bah, what possible reason could they have had?
Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them is... Or maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof?
Proof.
It's a special bullet, so they took it with them.
If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
Huh?
Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired?
Oh, right.
Mr. Wright, we really thought this through.
I'm gonna have to penalize you.
Damn it. They both seem like the same answer, just worded differently.
This isn't going so well. Is there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
He had to find it. About what possible reason could he have had? Well, the murderer was a very cautious sort, you see. That's why the murderer had to search for that bullet.
If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from his side Gregory as well.
Damn it, I got penalized again. Well, the murderer had spent the time to look for that stray bullet. I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
The murderer had no reason to take that bullet.
You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it. Murder. What does that mean?
Thinking too normal. Being crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from that scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet. Bullet? Yeah, bullet.
Had to, Mr. Wright. What do you mean?
Well, for instance what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer?
The bullet hit the murderer.
Just saying, for instance.
I mean,
If it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? Like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened?
now let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer himself was shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside it. Thus, only leaving one bullet at the scene of the crime.
Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes.
There's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yana Yogi, were both unharmed.
So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. That's why there's a hole in the door.
Two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and decides to throw it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness, and the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
What are you saying? Deny it. Deny it.
No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murder.
One was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth was still to blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. Must have been quite a shock for the Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that. You see? Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't? My goodness. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock? But it looks like it because he was injured. What you mean? Only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DO6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Called it. Oh man.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well, the evidence indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside.
Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Here. Your Honor, there's a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who was your suspect?
My hands are shaking.
V what?
Von Karma. Von Karma?
You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there?
Bah.
You don't object.
I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Boom. Did you pride yourself on a perfect record? Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
You're claiming that I took vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery now. Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick, let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use.
Edgeworth?
I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. We'd have a doctor as a witness.
Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Von Karma pulled a bullet out by himself? Or it's still in there? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out by yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where?
Tusk. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce the evidence that I was shot?
Okay. So where I feel like this is leading me is that he still has the bullet lodged in him. So I'm supposed to say it's impossible to prove, I guess? It'd be impossible to find the doctor who operated on Von Karma now, even if Von Karma did undergo surgery.
It seems you've finally come to your senses. You've realized the truth. You can't prove something that didn't happen.
Nick, the court record must be something. Oh, I think that's it, isn't it? Boom, we use the metal detector on him. A record could be in there. There's no time, better think on it as I go. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
What?
Evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... the metal detector. Von Karma is perfect. You wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. Then I ask, where's that bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself.
You don't mean...
I do. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma.
Is that even possible? For all these years?
Well, there's one way to find out. We can use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find.
I refuse.
You refuse. But refusing this means... you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you.
Excuse me. My goodness.
Order, order, order.
Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now.
Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. A bullet. Mr. Von Karma?
You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen. So I remained silent. Indeed, there's a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
It was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It's Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I.
Mr. Wright. Oh, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence.
Because you took it out of the records room yesterday.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
What?
You were close. One day away from freedom. You see, I have proof.
What?
Would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth. I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. And this one says it has markings. But I'm not... I've taken a lot of penalty points so far. I don't want to lose any more. I feel like it's got to be this. I'm just really scared I'm gonna get it wrong, to be honest with you. And I guess let's go with that. No, I can't think of anything else.
That's a bullet.
Where did you get that?
This was the bullet used in the DL6 incident. It was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. Came up in the first trial 2 days ago.
Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon.
All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern.
By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate.
We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We can analyze both bullets. Then if the markings match, we can know that both bullets have been fired at the same time, or by the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, is the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. We'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. We'll solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Oh, I can't breathe. Fine, be quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing. Stop breathing my air. Get away! Get away from my father! Whoa. Was that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. On Karma, it was you who screamed.
Mr. Wonkar.
Edgeworth, only you could defy me.
So, it was you.
You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with the penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death, death.
15 years earlier.
Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry.
On Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was clueless. I'll have to be penalized. Covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edgeworth.
It was a shock like none I'd ever known. Me? Penalized? Hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. Lights have gone out. I went out into the mall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on, the elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. To my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. I just realized I haven't been doing the accent.
In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him.
He spoke through. Oh yeah, because this isn't a voice, this is just a flashback. Later he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime.
Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge.
What?
What are you doing? Do your job, bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it.
Very well. It appears that we've come to a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. December 28th, 5:38 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? On Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. And now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, right. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there.
Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares?
See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I say. Ahem. Whoop. I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. In 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all! What y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank you all very much. I know you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh?
It's over, Nick. My life is over.
Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now?
Oh, Nick. I'm not long for this world.
You don't look sick.
It's Beyonce. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick.
Yeah, you got a bad history with Paris, dude.
She's leaving me behind.
Should have seen that coming.
Yo, Edgy, there you are.
Yes, here I am.
Congrats, Edgy. Here's a little gift from me in celebration.
Celebration. Unusual for you.
Harry Butts, you come along tonight too. My treat, pal.
Oh, thanks. Looking forward to it.
Yo, Nick. That's a suit that question. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right?
I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah. That's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate something. It's $38, right? Huh. What a weird amount. I literally thought that maybe he stole the lunch money. I actually had that thought cross my mind, but I figured it would tell me in the story. What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38. No. No, Larry, it was you? What are you so surprised about, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? It doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day, 15 years ago. Larry took the day off. But he was bored, so he came into school anyway. He saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. If something smells, it's usually the box. I know. Really, right. I'm surprised you didn't figure it out.
Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh?
Edgeworth. You should have told me. No, Nick. It was 15 years ago. You think the statute of limitations has run? You think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I say so. Yes. there you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. But you have always been sought with an insufferable emotion on this. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily too. Death. The death sentence for both of you. Man, if only I'd known I'd become a prosecutor. Time goes for May, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought only I might have killed my father. I thought I might be a criminal. Become a prosecutor and plot to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Dangerous. Want to switch, right? Hey y'all, line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go.
And after that, dinner on me.
Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. December 29th, 5:02 a.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Excuse me? Oh no. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Hungover, got it. Huh? It's still only 5 o'clock. I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. I decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? Wait, what time is it? God, the first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. To the station. Will I find out what the Turnabout goodbyes is? I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick? Maya. So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Wait. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. Heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. You were the one who stopped him on Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Don't mind some evidence and cheer her up. I'm gonna say a bullet. A bullet? When Karma was convinced he had taken all of the evidence pertaining to Deal 6, you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. And you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. So, this is it. See you soon, Maya. Thanks. Thanks, Nick. So my story ends. Time to turn a new page. Say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. Same old crazy cast of characters. Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur.
Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim?
Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Oh, that's the end. I thought there was another case still.
Hey, pal. Mr. Edward came down to the precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise.
Oh, Detective Gumshoe.
Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something.
Strange, huh? I was wondering what could be a more climactic final case than this one, based off how the rest of the game went. So it makes sense.
Huh? Nick? I haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That's Missy. That Missy's a nice lady.
She's not exactly something.
Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Yeah.
Something about whoever his current girlfriend is, and it's nearby, of course.
Oh, right? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful.
Oh, Payne, I haven't seen you since the very first case. Phoenix Wright. The defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know. I've taken up the management of. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Sorry, I struggle because I'm trying to remember the exact voice I gave him, and I'm struggling. That was some over-the-top British accent like that. Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright? Ah, yes, me as understudy. Wonder how he's doing. I haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth. That scent of a fresh lemon. You see? Right, it's going so fast. It's going automatic now. I can't manually control the text, so it's just going.
Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? I'm not buying it. He can be a star with a name like Phoenix.
Oh, old wheezebag, windbag, fleabag, douchebag.
I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face in the public eye until show's over. Wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know?
Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. I was actually kind of cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. It says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway? Hey, who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess. Alright. But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day. And I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. I was kind of shocked for a boy of my tender age.
Turnabout. Isn't that the name of a region in like a Pokemon fan game?
Oh yeah, I remember, right? The lawyer guy.
Me? I'm trying to become a paranormal photographer.
You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them there's a ghost. Who are you? Oh, that's talent. I'm gonna be famous.
Shinji Mikami, I know that name. I know you. You work for Capcom, right? Ooh. Ah, it's Mia. I'm wondering if it was either going to be Mia or there's a chance it might have been Edward's dad, but I figured it would have been Mia. Hmm? So there is another episode. I see. Well, yeah, that was weird. It acted like we were done. That is like an actual court case, right? It's not something weird and different, right? Excuse me. Oh, okay. So this one, okay. So I wanted to make sure this was an actual thing, not just some sort of New Game Plus thing. So this is essentially at the end of, we've reached the end of the original Game Boy Advance version of the game. But this is for the DS version of the game. Okay, well. Alright, well, I guess we'll be taking on episode 5 next time. As we reach the finale of the original version. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.